Greetings. Today I want to speak to you concerning ST.Vincent the Grenadines' 9 morning secret. You see, I wait until everything has finished and allow the people to go ahead with their annual traditions that they always practice. But you have to understand Haruna and ST.Vincent. Okay? You see, everything that the people is doing right now has some European influence behind of it because of the colonizers and the oppressors who oppress them by having them vibrating on a certain level of frequency and having them being void of the understanding of energy and how to transmute energy into their physical reality. Okay, and that's how colonialism really works. So they keep you from connecting with your ancestors. They keep you from connecting to the power to know who you are. Okay, so because of that, many people fail to realize that it was the ancestors who knew the power of the sun, and those who would have experienced the walking of the inner sun. That's the reason why I'm the only person I know of in the world that teaches the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously. I make it simple while other people try to make it something complicated. For example, there's a very popular man who is known all around the world from India as a guru. And he has what is called inner engineering. But it is the same thing. But he's hiding it. You see, all the different religions of the world, they're leading you to the same place if you understand self-realization. If you become a self-actualized and a self-realized being on this planet, you will understand that all of them are speaking the same conversation, which is the conversation of energy, vibration, and frequency that will lead you to discover that your real identity is your divinity. Therefore, anyone that's pointing to look outwardly instead of inwardly, they keep you in deception. So that's what brings me to the whole 9 morning mystery. Now, what happened? You see, the sun is the giver of all life. The sun is the light of the world. And the 25th of December have to do with what they refer to as the birthday of the sun. Okay? It is the Son of God, the S-U-N. Now, no S-O-N could ever exist unless there first be the S-U-N. So the light of the world is the S-U-N. There's no one who could exist unless there be the sun. The sun is what powers all of humanity and power all of nature. Okay, and give us the energy. So all the intelligence, everything, all science, all technology, everything comes from the sun. So because they understood that, okay, and they understood the power of 9, oh, you have to come from 0 to 9, and 9 is the highest number. When you reach 9, you start over. That's why 10 is a 1 and a 0. So you start 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the highest. Okay. When you reach 10 now, you start over 1 and a 0 and so on. When you reach 19, you start over again. Okay. And so they understand how to work with the power of 9, which is the higher self, the higher mind. And so to bring you into a celebratory mood, to bring you into a mood of understanding springtime, the bringing forth, in other words, the dawning of a new day. They hide it in symbols. So even the Europeans didn't even understand the symbols of our ancestors. That's why up to now we still have Shakerism, which they refer to as spiritual baptism, and the people have no clue of the science that is hidden, that they are always been participating in. In so much that a politician could say, I'll give her a holiday, man. And if you ask them, why were you persecuted, they can't tell you. No one in the Caribbean ever been persecuted for calling on any white, blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus. or any fake Jesus or any Israelite fake that they give the people of the Caribbean and the rest of the world. Nobody ever been persecuted for that. So common sense always teach you that. So the 9 morning, since my awakening, I've always been keeping it a very, very secret. And only those who vibrate on the same level of vibration and frequency with me, I used to always invite to do certain rituals for the 9 mornings. So the rituals that the people in ST.Vincent been doing is based on the European indoctrination. Okay, talking about Jesus and all kind of things, and Christmas, and Jesus is the reason for the season and all these kind of things. But people have a right to believe whatever they want to believe, okay? And when you've been indoctrinated from a very young age, it's very hard to remove those kind of beliefs from people. So you have to understand that, okay? But it's a secret, and for those who would listen to me and you believe that you're crazy like me, okay, and you believe you lost your mind like me too, okay, lost the colonial mindset and all of that, okay, the limiting beliefs and all of that, the outside God and all of that, you know, man, the sky daddy and all of that, you lose that kind of mindset, and you realize that the kingdom is within you, and you find the kingdom of creativity, and you can create your reality consciously because you understand energy, vibration, and frequency, and you can transmute your energy into the equivalent of anything that you desire in this world because you are educated, which means you can jot out from, because to be educated is to go in and jot out from, and you can only jot out from your experience. That's why the things I said, unless you experience them, you wouldn't know one thing I'm talking about. I sung to you like a crazy man. So the 9 morning, I've all utilized the 9 morning. Okay, and every cycle, it's just expansion and growth in my life. Because I don't use no such a thing as New Year and this and all of that. Nah. I remember quite vividly, let me say this as I come to a close, there's a white man in America who people all around the world believe that this man is the last, the prophet and all of that. But this man was trained by the imperial wizard. Yeah, the imperial wizard. Okay, who was leading the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. Okay, and also he was a part of the Masons and so on. Okay, and he trained this man, a man named William Branham. And this man, what he used to do, he used to have the people who believe in him and his teachings and so on celebrate what is called sunrise. So from old days, what they call old years, more breaking into the new year, when people normally go till midnight, he never used to do that. He used to go from early in the morning before the rising of the sun. Because you know why? These Europeans who give these colonies their belief system and their doctrine and their theology and their politics, their higher learning system and all of these things, they know exactly what he was doing. They know the exact truth that I'm speaking about here concerning the sun. Yeah, the SUN, the giver of all life and so on. And because I understand it so much, I've been teaching the world concerning the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously. So if you would like to know more about the inner sun science and technology and how to use the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously, you can definitely reach out to me. And just to give you a little taste of what I have to offer, I teach that the sun, the SUN, it parallels the human imagination. And the human imagination also parallels the sun. For without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And that is in the Bible, which is a book of mindset. Do you know the Bible is a book of mindset? Do you know the Bible is a magic book? And do you know I am quoting both Genesis 1 and St. John 1 that says in the beginning was the Word and the Word was God, the same was in the beginning was God. All things was made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Tell me one thing what that was made in this world that wasn't first a thought, or first an idea, or first imagine. You think a man could come prime minister and he wasn't first a thought, first an idea, first imagine? You think money could have been here and it wasn't first a thought, it wasn't first an idea, it wasn't first imagine? You think you could be higher than the animals and the plants and you don't have thought and speech? If you don't understand the power of thought and speech, you know, you are living dead on the planet. So all the living deads normally go and celebrate what they call 9 morning and doing a bunch of foolishness. I call it tradition. They don't understand what the ancestors leave as a symbol. Okay, because many of them still believe in the fake, in the fake national hero they give them, up on a hill up there, When it's down here, so he buried it. I mean, I ain't going into certain things. I just who are celebrating 14th of March is up to you and all of that. Okay, but it's all about the sun. Yeah, man. When they talk about Santa Claus coming down the chimney and thing, bro, I telling you, if you understand this secret at the base of your spine, down here, to the top of your head, especially to the back of your head here, so, and you understand all of that, then you understand your anatomy, your physiology, your biology, and your psychology, and you understand that the Bible is actually your spiritual autobiography that is pointing to look inwardly to discover the city of ability, the city of creativity that will make you limitless and make you be whatever you want to be and do and have whatever you want to do and have in this world. Yeah, man. I could go on and on. But my brother, my sister, I'm glad I'm doing this video after the whole Christmas season and now it's January and all of that. That morning is a big secret. So if you live to see another cycle and from now on you already tuning in me, I tell you big things will happen to you. Big things will happen for you. So you could move into what they would call 2027, which is not 2027. As a matter of fact, there's no Monday, no Tuesday, no Wednesday, no Thursday. I think it's foolishness. There's no days and no week, there's no days and no months, nothing. It's just light and darkness. It's just one cycle happening all the time. But I think I will come to a close here, man. If you want more, reach out to me, let me know, man. Especially if you live in Vinci, okay? And you think that I'm crazy. I want people to reach out to me who think I am crazy and they're willing to challenge me by doing certain things that I would challenge them to do, okay? But is it want to be for free? Nothing for free. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you listen to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. When I get my books, all the links are down below. You want to be part of my university, the link is down below. You want to be part of my Patreon community, the link is down below. My last encouragement to you is to check out all of the links that are down below and definitely let your intuition, just your intuition alone, just let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.